In my last video, I installed the ARB Twin Air Compressor in my 2020 Jeep Gladiator Django. In this video though, I'm comparing the Twin ARB Air Compressor to the Viair 400P. I purchased the Viair air compressor around 2 years ago, and I've used it on all my trips to air up my 35s. It cost around 200 bucks on Amazon, and I haven't had any issues with it, but I decided to do the onboard air with the ARB because I'm going to do air lockers, and also I want to free up space. The Viair isn't a big unit, but every little bit counts when you're trying to load up your Jeep with all your camping gear and everything else. And just have one more thing that I don't have to worry about storing someplace was a real advantage. And also I just really hate having to wait to air up. The Viair didn't take very long, but if I can shave a little bit of time off, why not? Now the ARB Twin Air Compressor is totally different. The biggest thing, it comes to price. When the Viair, about 200 bucks, you get your air compressor, you get your hose, you get your filters, all those little things. Now, for the ARB, it's around 600 bucks, and that is just for the compressor. That doesn't include the hose at all. That's a totally separate package that gets it up around 750-ish range. And it doesn't include a mount if you're going to put it inside of your hood or underneath your seat or wherever you're going to mount it. That's looking at another 100 and something bucks. So you're pushing, $1,000 if you were to go all out with the ARB air compressor, which is a huge difference. I want to see what I'm getting, for this extra money. Is there really going to be a significant improvement in performance compared with a small portable one and the mount that I have here? And I do understand I'm not really comparing apples to apples, because ARB is so much bigger and I want a little bit more out of it. I'm going to use it for my air lockers in the next phase of my build. One thing that's important to know if you're deciding to go with air lockers is that you don't need to buy the ARB Twin Air Compressor or even the single air compressor if you want to run your air lockers. They sell an even smaller air compressor that is powerful enough to run your lockers, and that's significantly cheaper. So you might be better off just buying that small unit to run your air lockers and then still have your cheap portable one. You got to figure out what is best for you. I decided to go with speed and power, and we'll see if it pays off. And we're going to run a comparison test between the two to see if I save some minutes, save some seconds. We'll see. I typically air down to 17 psi when I'm on the trail, so that's what I'll do now, and air back up to the manufacturer's recommended 36 psi for the comparison. I used a handheld gauge to verify the accuracy of the air pressure. The ARB Twin Air Compressor weighs in at 20 pounds and a CFM or cubic feet per minute of 6.16 and 100% duty cycle. The duty cycle is how long you can run the compressor under load before having to shut it down and let it cool off. So the twin compressor can run continuously, allowing you to air up multiple vehicles. If this video has been helpful, like and subscribe so you don't miss my next one. There's a link in the description to the ARB Twin Air Compressor install, so you can check that out. There's also a link in the description if you want to purchase either the Viair 400P or the ARB Twin Air Compressor. If you use that link, it helps support the channel. The ARB air compressor inflated my 35-inch mud terrains from 17 psi to 36 psi in 1 minute and 43 seconds. Let's see how the Viair compares. The Viair compressor weighs in at 10.4 pounds and a CFM of 2.3 and a 33% duty cycle. I knew absolutely nothing when I got into off-roading. I didn't know about airing up and airing down. I watched a ton of videos about off-roading on YouTube and learned about it. I go onto Amazon and buy this beast of an air compressor with a mind-blowing CFM of 1.06. I still have my stock tires and tried an easy local trail and aired down, finished the trail, and went to air up, and it took forever and literally got nowhere with inflating that tire. If I hadn't decided just to drive to a gas station, I'd probably still be there trying to inflate these tires. The Viair inflated my 35-inch mud terrain tires from 17 psi to 36 psi in 3 minutes and 34 seconds. Well, the verdict is in, and it's not surprising that the ARB Twin Air Compressor was substantially faster, about 2 minutes. 2 minutes for a tire, so 8 minutes faster altogether. Whether 8 minutes is worth it to you, that's a personal decision, but at least it got substantially more performance. But it does make sense. 2 compressors, double the power, because of the time in half. To see how I mounted and installed the air compressor, click the end screen for this video now.